Okay, this is more in the series. Since I'm rolling with it, this is from William Durant's Story Civilization, Book 2, The Life of Greece. And he's talking about where Greek culture comes from, or part of Greek culture comes from, which is the Isle of Crete, which is the Minoan society, which is the Minoan civilization, which is one of the more famous civilizations in the Mediterranean. This is pre. This is pre Roman, and I want to observe that the Crete civilization was a matriarchy. I'm just going to read a couple of paragraphs from this book from William Durant, and we'll compare it later to Greek patriarchy, because this a lot of what we see in Greek society and parts of Roman society actually came from Egypt to Crete and then to Rome and Greece. The use of a man to signify all humanity reveals the prejudice of a patriarchy, a patriarchal age, and hardly suits the almost matriarchal life of ancient Crete. For the Minoan women does not put up with any oriental seclusion, any purdah or harem. There is no sign of her being limited to certain quarters of the house or to the home. She works there, doubtless as some women do even today. She weaves clothing in baskets and grinds grain. She breaks bread. But she also labors with the men in the field and the potteries. She mingles freely with them in crowds. She takes the front seat at the theater and the games. She sweeps through the Cretan society with the air of a great lady, bored with her adoration. When her nation creates its gods, it is more often in her likeness than in a man's. Sober students, secretly and forgivably enamored of the mother's image in their hearts, bow down before her relics. Remember I was saying the first deity was a female. And why? Because for most of humanity, the father's role was not known. Skipping down, this is really the reason why. Okay, this is the religious section of Crete, and Crete is a Memphite religion uh, under the sign of Taurus. Because anytime you see a female in a bull or cow in a bull, that's Taurus. That's Taurus, and that is Memphite theology. Got to remember, these astrological ages last for about 2,000 years. So that's plenty of time to set in a certain type of religion. Like the religions that we have are Piscean, for the most part. Look all over the world, they're pretty much Piscean. And that is evolving into something else. You have the age of Aquarius, which means information. So our gods are becoming centered around technology, but that is a story for a different day. Since his death rate is high, he pays devout homage to fertility. And when he rises to the notion of human divinity, he pictures a mother goddess with generous meme and sublime flanks, with reptiles creeping up around her arms and breasts. That's Hathor, coiled in her hair or rearing themselves proudly from her head. He sees her in her basic fact of nature, that man's greatest enemy, death, is overcome by a woman's mysterious power, reproduction. And he identifies this power with deity because it was a mystery about reproduction, and women just mysteriously got pregnant and had babies. Like I said, they in the beginning of human nature, human beings, society, the role of the father was not known. They didn't know that sperm fertilized egg, and that's where babies come from. They didn't learn that till almost 100,000 years after humans came out of the savannah. The mother goddess represents for him the source of all life in plants and animals, as well as in men. If he surrounds her image with the fauna and flora, it's because these exist through her creative fertility. and therefore serve as her symbols and her emanations. Occasionally she appears holding her arms in her arms the divine child, or Chanos, whom she sees as born in a mountain cave. Okay? For all you Christians, that's the manger. That's Hathor and the child, you call it Haru, or there's, I forget what the name of the child is. And that is your child born in a manger, in a cave, because sometimes they say Jesus was born in a cave, right? In a manger, in a cave, in some place secret, right? This is where it comes from. This is very common. So we keep seeing it, as they say. We see this to Isis and Haru. There's a lot of Aphrodite and Adonis. In fact, he's saying all the prehistoric religious symbols are centered around what? Mother and child. So the original symbols of deity are mother and child. The mysteriousness of birth. That's how come the original formations of the clan or the tribe were female. The female were said to hold magical powers because they could reproduce. They could make more children. They could make more human beings. You also notice a difference between the patriarchy, where women had no rights or very little rights, in a milder patriarchy, such as we're going to see in Athens, to where they have equal rights and they're worshipped, even though the males are still king. He is sired through the female line, and black females are worshipped in a matriarchy. Black woman is God. She's my queen. Those are the kind of terms you hear out of a matriarchy. And when they actually run shit, it becomes a gynocracy. Gynocracies are rare. Matriarchies are where it used to be quite common. And that's how come even the feminists define a matriarchy as an egalitarian society, which is what you had in Crete. And we start worshiping the mother god, which you're starting to see in society, especially on what? On TV shows and superhero shows where the woman is superior. Worshipping a woman means that you is a sign that you're in a matriarchy. What do we see nowadays in our movies, our action pictures, our comics, where the woman is superior? Look at the Disney princess. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that Disney is actually owned by Jewish people? And Jewish people are identified as a matriarchal society? Wonder how that works. Anyhow, didn't want to make this long. Just wanted to quickly show you a couple of these. I think that's all that I have marked up. Yeah, the next one I'm going to show you is probably going to come from the same book, where we're going to talk about the Athens society as far as a patriarchy, but a softer patriarchy, even though the rules still apply. But that's all I got for right now, folks. Until next time.